Hi out there in the YouTube world, and welcome back to my channel, Puzzle Master, and I'm going to be talking to you today about Aquarius, how to deal with an Aquarius individual. Like I've done for all the other videos, it's important, necessary, and critical, I think, to understanding the sign, is to break it down into what its parts are, and then combine all those elements together, and that kind of gives you a totality of what the sign represents. Well, Aquarius, first of all, it's an air sign. So air is a communicational sign. Doesn't necessarily mean it likes to talk, but it has higher learning abilities, like the transfer of information. It might be that they really, really like reading. It doesn't necessarily mean that they like to talk. The sign of Aquarius is typically kind of more emotionally detached than other signs. I'll get into this a little bit more later, but it's an air sign, so it's more based on intellectual pursuits than, how the other signs are. They also have a little bit more of that kind of like, I don't know, for lack of a better word, I'm going to call it alien energy, because it's just like if all of the other signs, including Pisces, if they all think inside of this like box that's like how we normally view the world, Aquarius think outside of that. And they kind of have like this like omnipresent third view perspective that they bring to like every situation. So like if you even were to like, if you were having a fight with one of these individuals, you're not really having a fight with them, you're having a fight with their like omnipresent perspective, which can seem kind of unfair at times if you think about that, because you're just like, you might feel like you're outnumbered because you're just like, you think you're this like omnipotent thing, like, but any kind of argument is only going to take place between people's egos. So right then and there you can know that it's not with the all. Although they might feel like they are sometimes, because they are one of the, second last sign, and it's culminating. But that doesn't mean that they have all the answers, even though they might think they do. Like, they're kind of, they're the humanitarian sign, because they also are, the water bearer. So it's a man pouring water. Now, a lot of people get confused by that, because they're just like, well, it's a water sign. But that's not what it's about. That symbolizes that they're very giving. Like, they pour the waters. They bring things to this world. They aren't greedy. They give. Because materialism isn't... They know in their heart and soul that that is not the end-all, be-all to this world. And if that can bring other people happiness, they know that happiness is the end-all, be-all point of this material manifestation existence that we're living. So, they don't mind to give. Hence the Aquarius water bearer pouring the water. Now, as I said, they're an air sign, so they're very intellectual. They're also a fixed air sign. So they might love to hear what you have to say if it like agrees with them, because then you're just like, freaking, you must be a genius like them, right? But if any of your opinions segue or differ in even the minutest way, that might just catch them off a little bit, because, my sun sign is Taurus, which is an earth sign that's fixed, but that isn't in the same way, because Aquarius is intellectual. It's an air sign. That's going to, it's fickleness, or not fickle. It's being stuck on issues is going to pertain more to intellectual pursuits, where, I don't know, they feel everyone is entitled to their own opinion. It's just kind of like their opinion is probably the right one from their perspective, which I know everyone kind of feels that way. Like, everyone from their own like vantage point to the world sees themselves as being right. But you have to give that some thought, because everyone in the planet is so diversely different. We've all had such different life experiences. You can be born at different locations and have totally different cultural influences, and then you throw in the TV, Like, there's so many things that can influence our growth, and we're all kind of right, okay? We're all entitled to our opinion, but it's not about being right. It's just about experiencing, and that's something that I'm trying to let all you Aquarius people know that, because it's more about the experience than the end all be all, because there is no final truth that just like concludes it all. Like, we might like to think that there is, but the more knowledge that you acquire, the more it opens up your perception to the world around you, which would only open up more questions. So the growth never ends. Like, it's a continuous forever journey, which we're always striving to either grow, go towards the heavens, or like the positive, the light, the Kabbalah tree of life, or you can go the opposite way and go to like Sheol and like the depths of hell and all that, which are all mental constructs that we have obviously created with our own minds to perceive the world. Now, Aquarius people, how to deal with them is, well, as I said, with the detachment. Accept that about them. Okay? And I actually mean accept that about them. Because if you're trying to change someone and make them not who they are, then you're doing them a real disservice, because you don't want to change them. And that just messes things up, Like, don't turn a tulip into a rose, and they're both beautiful. You don't need to try to manipulate and change things. Let nature take its own course. And Aquarius people will much appreciate that, because they very much value privacy. Much like I said about Capricorn, they do value privacy and the right to their own opinion. And it doesn't mean that they will always give the right to their opinion. But they are, as I said, with the water bearer feature, very giving and nurturing and kind. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that it'll be in like a physical way, where like it doesn't mean like cuddling and kisses and all that. It can be a little bit more detached. That is something that a lot of Aquarius people struggle with throughout their lives, just because all of the other signs don't really have that. And a lot of the times that can leave Aquarius people feeling kind of alienated or different than the vast majority of the population. And that's why I'm telling you that if you're looking for how to deal with an Aquarius, the key for that is accepting the detachment as a part of their nature. Like, it isn't like you did anything and they're not being like cold to you. That's just how they come off emotionally. Like, and that's as simple as it gets. Like, there isn't really much more to that. Like, their programming, the way that they function, that is how they project themselves to the world. And if they do like you, then they will show in physical ways. I don't know, like gifts, tokens. They will prove to you that, like, if you are the most important thing in their life, they will let that be known. But that doesn't mean that they're going to be all like crying on anniversaries and being all sappy and emotional. Because sappy, emotional crap is not an Aquarius' thing. They are very detached. But geniuses nonetheless. So if they do love you or like you, then you must be pretty freaking awesome or interesting, because they are attracted to that. They are attracted to things that are also unique and different, because they think outside of the box. They want someone else who also think outside of the box with them and be able to share mental ideas and mental constructs that will expand their perception of the world. And they would love to have someone like that for a relationship. So, yeah, just be mentally stimulating and interesting, and then everything will be good with your Aquarii. But yeah, hope you like this, and thumbs up and all that fun stuff. And then my final video is going to be on Pisces, so look forward to that one, and let me know in the comments below if I did a good job either describing you as an Aquarius, or your partner that might be an Aquarius, or your friend. And mwah. and see you in my next video.